I'm Robert Smythe, Executive Director of the Hippogriffs History Channel here in London, England. Here I am in front of a replica of the 1607 Godspeed that took the original 104 settlers from Great Britain to North America, thus creating the prelude to the United States of America. In this series of documentaries about antebellum United States 1812 to 1861, I have the pleasure of introducing 14 distinguished scholars who are experts in this field of American history, all from some of the most prestigious universities in the world. In this episode, I'd like to introduce a highly regarded US historian in the field of early settlement in the Americas, the Honorable Professor Declan Egan, a scholar at Denver University. Amongst his notable publications and winners of the Herbert Baxter Adams Award, the Homestead Act, and Life After the Louisiana Purchase and Westward Expansion in the early 1800s, I will now leave you in his capable hands to discuss life as a poor person on the frontier in antebellum United States.
Welcome everyone to episode 14 in our series of documentaries about antebellum United States from 1812 to 1861. In the previous presentations, we discussed life as a northern factory owner, life as a northern factory worker, life in the rural north, life as a woman and child in the north, life as a new immigrant in the north, life as a Chinese immigrant in the west, life as a southern plantation owner, life as a southern plantation owner's wife and child, life as a skilled slave, life as a house servant, life as a slave driver, life as a 49er in the California Gold Rush, and life as a Native American. I am Professor Declan Egan, a scholar of American history at Denver University. I am now going to discuss life as a poor person on the frontier from 1812 to 1861. The North American frontier was where the white settlers met the Native Americans. The landscape was mostly woods or prairie grass, and there were no towns or cities. Most of the land was already taken back east, so settlers wanted to claim the land of their own. These people were poor and wanted to live freely. It was similar to how the British colonists wanted to escape from the ruling kings of England. The frontier was mainly made up of the native population, but other cultures such as the Spanish and French also laid claim to this land in the west. The frontier was a dangerous place for many, as there were very few laws. The people who traveled to the frontier were poor people from the back east, or immigrants from Europe. They saw an opportunity to claim land and begin a new life. Some traveled in search of better life as a result of the California Gold Rush. Others headed west for religious reasons. People who wanted to settle in the west took a great risk. It was dangerous and there was no protection from an attack. The people went to the frontier because they were poor and they had very little voice in politics back east. The people did not like the ways of the government, who they believed took everything from the people. They headed west to go to California to start a new life from mining and panning for gold. There were many opportunities to settle in the west because of the Louisiana Purchase. People built houses and farmed the land. The major risk on the frontier was usually Native American attacks because the settlers were moving into the traditional hunting grounds. There were no American soldiers to protect settlers and there were no laws. Their activities were usually working in fields, farming, hunting and gathering food, maintaining their property, or cleaning their houses. When they first settled, they cleared the land and built wooden cabins. If they were in California, they mined or panned for gold. They also planted seeds and harvested crops. They mostly worked and did not have much free time. log cabins that were made from local resources such as wood and stone. The homes were stronger and better designed in California. Some people also lived in places that were not fully meeting the population numbers to become a state. People spread to those places, eventually making themselves states. Once there were enough people, they wrote a constitution and applied for statehood. Life was tough on the frontier, as settlers had to survive using their bare hands. Poor people on the frontier ate cheese, bread, potatoes, and food items made from wheat. They usually drank water from streams or wells and milk or alcohol. They hunted local animals such as deer and turkey. They cooked their food on an open fire in their 1 or 2 roomed cabins. They gathered fruit and vegetables whenever they could. They also had cornbread and a typical meal for them. A positive about settlers heading to the frontier was westward expansion. The United States got more money, land, and resources. From California, they got gold. They obtained thousands of acres of valuable farmland where they grew new crops or a lot of the same crops that they already grew back east. They had a lot of tradable riches like spices and animal skins. They also gained silver from modern-day Nevada. During the period from 1816 to 1821, 6 more states joined the Union, as the federal government was eager for more land. These included Illinois, Alabama, Maine, Indiana, Mississippi, and Missouri. Then, when the gold rush started in 1848, California joined the Union. Other states joined during this time period from breakaways of other states like West Virginia. These states were eventually populated because of the Louisiana Purchase and westward expansion. These settlers wanted a fair government instead of being evicted from their land. They ended up meeting the population necessary to join the Union. In the end, 22 states joined the Union as a result of the Louisiana Purchase.